pine chair, just a match and a cutter in the evening air. I leave the phone on the table, leave the world at the door. Don't need the noise or the grip of the floor. Just a cedar and the leaf and the blue-gray trail, watching shadows grow long over the rusted rail. It's a 60-minute mercy, a slow burning grace, before I head to the lounge, to my rightful place. The torch flame flickers, the ash starts to gray. Wash the dust of the valley and the burdens away. So keep them lit, guys, let the thick clouds roll. There's a healing in the embers for a weary soul. From the pondering porch to the leather and the grain, we're the kings of the smoke, we're the salt of the plain. Pass the fire to your brother, let the circle sit till the last draw's taken. Keep 'em lit. Step through the cedar door, smell the bourbon and the age. Another chapter written on a tobacco page. There's a trucker, a lawman, and a hand from the mill, sharing stories in silence while the clock stands still. No man is a stranger once the cap is cut. We leave the pride and the labels in a gravelly rut. It's a brotherhood bonded by the ring and the rap, with the weight of the week falling into our laps. So keep 'em lit, guys, let the thick clouds roll. There's a healing in the embers for a weary soul. From the pondering porch to the leather and the grain, we're the kings of the smoke, we're the salt of the plain. Pass the fire to your brother, let the circle sit till the last draw's taken. Keep 'em lit. It ain't about the habit, it ain't about the vice. It's the ritual of brothers, where the soul finds its price. In the haze, we are steady. In the smoke, we are one. In the smoke, we are one. Let the thick clouds roll. There's a healing in the embers for a weary soul. From the pondering porch to the leather and the grain, we're the kings of the smoke, we're the salt of the plain. Pass the fire to your brother, let the circle sit till the last draw's taken. Keep 'em lit, yeah, keep 'em lit. Let it burn slow. Keep 'em lit.
Hello, and welcome to Keep 'em Lit, guys. It's good to have you all with us tonight. I'm Keith Meisner, aka CigarPop.
And I'm Lance with Cigar Reviews by Lance.
All right, Lance, what do we have on tonight's agenda?
Man, Keith, we got us a good one. We got another This versus That. Yes, indeed. It's going to be the early access water versus the Buenas Noches, Drew Estate. And if you remember correctly, last time we did this versus that, there was definitely a switcheroo, in our opinion, went on. So I wonder if there's another switcheroo in blends in this one.
As I had said before, a couple people from the Cigar Pop Nation cigar group had mentioned that they disagreed with our review of the water and disagreed with our review of the fire. And I was thinking, how was that? They said, well, when they got the branded version, they hated the water. They liked the El Tigre, of the fire. I figured, hey, if it's that much of a difference from what we smoked in early access to what the branded version is, let's do that. This versus that again.
That's
And
right.
just to make sure that I covered my bases, again, I brought my sugar pack. Because, yes, we are literally smoking both cigars each
Whew.
at the same time.
Yeah, still in the wrapper.
And just to touch base with our audience, we've got Sean popping up saying, good evening, gents. I'm smoking a Cuban Romeo and Julieta number 2 Tubo paired with Nestville Slovak whiskey. And Jer says, hey guys, haven't pulled my smoke for this evening. I won't be letting up for another 2.5 hours.
Ooh.
That's a
We
long
got
time
you
to wait
covered.
between smokes.
Well, Keith, I think me and you got it covered on this one.
Yeah, Jer, we'll be smoking twice as many just to cover for you.
That's right.
And Sean, what we are doing, as we said in this versus that, we've got both the branded Buenas Noches and the early access water. Now,
Yep.
one thing, I
Real
don't
sealed.
know how well this is going to show up, but if you look real closer to my fingers, actually, you'll see that the wrappers are 2 different shades.
Yeah, the Buenas Noches is a little bit lighter than the early access water.
Right. The water is
Just a
definitely a
tad.
darker
Yes.
wrapper, and the Buenas Noches is definitely a lighter wrapper.
Well, we'll find out if they did old switcheroo on blends on us, on a wrapper or the filler binder or something. I'm ready to
We
take
got
mine out.
Randy popping in, saying I'll be here for a few anyway.
Welcome, Randy.
Sean saying, Lance, you said tonight was like an open mic. How do I participate and join?
Keith can fill
Well,
him in.
so basically what the deal is that we will be pulling in audience members to be a guest on the show. In order to do so, as you can see here, that you could be our guest tonight. What I need you to do is email keepemlitguys@gmail.com. That's going to be keepemlitguys@gmail.com. And once I receive your email, I will go ahead and supply you a link. You follow that link, and then I will pull you on into the scene. Make sure that you have, a quiet background, enough lighting, good cell phone service, or Wi-Fi on your computer. This way I don't have to end the session too soon. We want to be able to keep the guests flowing. But in
I
the
found it works
meantime,
best with Safari.
do we want to go ahead and wait? What is this up here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take mine out the wrapper. Excuse me. Seal sealed.
And while you're doing that, I am going to post the email on the screen for people to follow.
Just a little
I did
cut.
this before, but
That's what the dust told me.
here we go. Join the show by emailing keepemlitguys@gmail.com.
There goes that sweet cap. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't mind the last one. Hopefully this one tastes just as good, because even though it's got even
Well,
more age on it.
I'm gonna see if you notice from the cold draw the same thing I did. I'm not gonna say a word.
All right.
Do your cold draw, see if you notice something different.
Ooh, my humidity's up on this one. I'm at 68.
Ooh.
And I am at 64.3 in the foot.
So you were saying that others disagree. They thought that the comparison, the this and that one we did on the LP was off. They thought that
No,
early
so
access and the regular was
they liked the El Tigre, even
okay.
though we disliked the fire, and they disliked the Buenas Noches, even though we liked the water.
Okay.
So I think there's a difference between the early access and the actual banded/branded release.
Okay, I just fired up the Buenas Noches. Now let's get the early access water. Give it a little toast. A little toast. Ooh. Did you do a cold draw?
Yeah, I'm getting like a combination of like cocoa, vanilla, sweet earth. I'm definitely picking up on that sweet cap.
Okay, did you do the Buenas Noches yet?
No.
Do the cold draw on that one.
All right, didn't even break that one out of the wrapper yet.
Oh, okay.
I guess I should do that, huh?
And my noses.
And before we do that, let me get the humidity on this. This is at 67.8 in the cap.
Yeah. I don't think, Randy, you would really enjoy these
And 67 in a foot. So the Buenos
because of
Noches
the
is like
sweet cap,
perfect
buddy.
on both ends. That's a different taste.
Yes. Yes, it is a different taste.
Now this tastes like, I don't know, like
Yeah,
brown sugar.
we're not complete idiots.
I
Yeah,
taste like brown sugar, almost like a fig sweetness. And
it's not as sweet as the early access.
and like roasted nuts. Yeah,
It is.
that's a definitely different taste.
Yes.
All right, let's see what we got here. So Randy says, I'm in the final third of an AJ Nicaraguan Series Blue label with a Sprite.
What tonight I've got
thanks for backing me, guys. Backing me up, guys.
good old high quality H2O for me tonight.
Yeah, he's saying it's
so
over
hot
100
out here.
degrees. Just too hot for him. Jerry is.
I don't.
Sean saying, Jared, it's not that hot here by temp, but it's so humid.
Sean, where are you at again? I know I've mailed you some cigars before, but I can't recall what state
He's
you're
in Indiana.
Indiana, okay.
Randy Kincaid saying, trying to watch from a cruise ship in the Gulf. Internet not the best, but working on an AJ Enclave broadleaf.
Randy, we are all jealous. You should have stashed us away in your luggage and brought us with you. We'd have done the podcast in the boat.
Mike Rockdashel. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but Mike saying good evening, guys.
Good evening, Mike.
All right, Sean, I did get your email. We're going to light these up, get the show started, and then we will be randomly pulling people into the show. We're going to try to keep it, somewhat short, give you enough time to be on the air, talk a little bit. And then
Yeah, we want to try to get everybody on if they want.
We'll swap on to another person as they come in. And Jared says, Sean, the humidity here is 28%, way down from the last couple of months, 45% 2 weeks ago, 63% the week before. And Hyman's in the show. Good evening, Hyman. How are you doing? The Monkey Man.
How you doing, Hyman? Welcome, sir.
And Mike is smoking a Magic Toast Toro. All right. So, guys, let me kind of switch over to these screens here. I am going to pop the foot band off on these cigars.
Yeah, Keith, it's definitely a different taste. Even I've done taking about 4 or 5 puffs.
All right. So, just so people can see, I did not change them up. You can see the difference in the wrapper.
Yeah.
We can taste the difference on the cold draw.
The early access.
That's different.
Yeah. The early access seems to be more sweeter and more floral than the Buenas Noches.
All right. I mean, just in the cold draw alone, I can tell that that's going to be different smoke. But let's go ahead and get this one toasted.
Now, they both burning fantastic. I don't know a lot about that in construction. And this Buenas Noches is really nice. Let me hold this. There's no good way to hold this. Now, I do have fans blowing on me. It's 106 degrees. I got 2 air conditioners on both sides.
I'm also lighting mine up with my Drew Estate lighter.
I like that.
So, yes, if Drew Estate does want to reach out and talk to us about sponsorship, we're open to it.
No fluff, though.
Yeah, no fluff. And now time for the Buenas Noches.
Early access. I blame the little cattywampus right there on the burn on these big-ass fans I got going on. Guys, I am outside doing this, so wife won't let me smoke inside. Go figure.
All right.
Keith, please help me with the comments because I can on my laptop is down and I do not see any of the comments.
Okay. So Mike saying Syracuse, New York is in the house. I haven't been there since I saw my godfather many, many years ago.
The Godfather or a Godfather?
My godfather. My Uncle Tony.
Tony.
Sean is saying, Joe, we're at 68% humidity right now.
That's about where I'm at.
I'm going down from earlier today. Jared saying, woohoo, sponsored by Drew Estate. Yeah, I would love it. So if Drew Estate wants to reach out, I'm all for it. 893. So Hyman, if you're still in the audience, where are you hailing us from tonight? Are you back in Florida? Are you in the air, another country? Where are we standing?
the sweet cap on this is just on the early access is just a lot stronger to me than on the Buenas Noches. But I am getting a little cinnamon on both of them. A tad more nuttiness on the Buenas Noches than the early access.
Oh, yep, Hyman's back in Florida. And Mike's saying he's a staff member of Rocky Cigars in Syracuse, New York.
I could use some of that weather from New York right about now, buddy. It's
Home sweet
warm
home.
as giddies here.
All right, and just to remind everyone, I'm going to pop it back up here on the screen while we're doing the smoke. If you want to join the show tonight and be one of our guests, send me an email to this email address right here, keepemlitguys@gmail.com. I will send you a link. When you click that link, I'll pull you into the backstage, and then once we get the scene set up, I will pull you in so you can join the show with us.
Was you able to get Sean hooked up?
Yep, I emailed Sean the link. He should have it any second.
All right, good deal. Man, my nose water. You know, I kind of like the early access at this point of the game. I kind of like the early access a little better.
I was going to say the same thing. See, that's what I got up here. I like the flavor of this so far. My burn's been pretty straight so far. Actually, on both cigars.
Yeah. But my ashes fell. I think my ash broke.
Speaking of which, I might be able to play a little bit of that music in the background.
So, what you got accomplished this weekend, buddy? I just had the grandkids leave finally. They stayed the night. We barbecued and played in the pool, and I was glad to see their dad come. I know why God gave kids to young people. Whew, wore me out.
I don't know how my wife does it. She plays with her grandkids all the time. Infant, you know, well, not toddler. He's like, shit, he's 4. He'll be 5 this year.
Yeah.
Can you hear that music playing in the background?
Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, okay. I can't hear it. Just tell me if it's too loud and it's drowning us out. I'll turn it down.
Yeah, turn it down just a little bit. There, I can hear it. That's perfect right there.
Right there?
So, yeah.
All right. So, Sean, I see that you're in the background, but you've got a black screen.
Randy Algord, I don't believe you'd like any of these cigars, buddy. I know how you are with that flavor, sweet cap and infused stuff. I'm not a great fan of it. But if someone said, hey, this is the only cigar I have today to offer you, I'd still spark this up. But I tell you, this Buenas Noches, it's not for me.
Well, it sounds like Sean's having a hard time getting on. I think he popped in, popped out, popped in, and popped out again.
Keep trying, buddy. There'll be a button that says probably join as guest. Fill in your name. There's something else. Fill in. You have to do that. I wonder if he can hear us.
Oh, you know what, Sean? If you are playing the YouTube while you're trying to access the show, it may kick you off, and that's why you can't see anything. The best thing to do for everybody who's trying to join by their phone, set it to do not disturb, and make sure you're not on the show at the time that you go ahead and click that link.
Right. Be off all your social media.
All right. Let me see. I've got a another request here. I'm going to send that link over, and we might have to switch it up. Yeah. Sean's saying his phone keeps dropping the connection. All right, and Hyman, I got your request and sent you the link.
Hyman's a veteran at this. He's been on the show. I'm still waiting on confirmation from Nick Perdomo.
Let's see. I just heard somebody. All right, there's Sean.
We got him?
Yep, I'm going to switch us over. Swap you. And I'm going to turn him on. Welcome,
Sean, my brother. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good to have you, my man. Good to have you.
It's good to be here, gentlemen. Enjoy
What are
watching
you
your
enjoying,
show,
brother?
enjoying the content. I'm enjoying a Cuban Romeo y Julieta #2 with Slovak whiskey sent from a friend.
There you go. I had a layoff. I had a little bit too much spirits last night, so I'm drinking a little H2O tonight.
Hey, Tony, thanks for joining us, and we appreciate the comment. Tony's saying, great show.
Tony Luciano.
Yep.
Tony was on, what, last week or week before? Had a fantastic show with him.
A couple weeks ago. You know what? I'm
What you
torn.
got?
You know, this is the cheaper of the two. This one's obviously the more expensive of the two, but I'm enjoying this one better.
I was thinking the same
That's
thing.
the early
I
release
said that
one,
earlier.
right?
That's the early release one. It
Yeah,
does
this is the
taste
early
different.
release.
It does taste different than the regular release, the Buenas Noches. And we thought the same thing with the LT Gray and the Fire. Same thing. I think they did some type of switcheroony on us.
Yep. And we have sitting in the backstage is Hyman now as well.
Can we squeeze 4 on?
Sure. Now, the only problem we're going to run into is we may end up over talking everybody, but
Okay, yeah.
welcome, Hyman. How you doing?
Hyman, how are you?
Hey, gentlemen. Hello, greetings.
I
How's
may
the weather in
adjust
Florida,
my
my
camera
friend?
a bit.
Oh, it's perfect. Hot.
Yeah,
tonight-
Sean, you are a little pixelated. I don't know if you have Wi-Fi that you can try connecting to.
Me
that-
or
Everything looks good on mine.
Oh, okay. I see you're a little pixelated. Hyman looks great. Lance looks great. I look great on here.
Hyman, we were telling Sean, this is what we're doing tonight. We got the early access water and comparing it to the Buenas Noches from Drew Estate. This is the actual production, and this is actually the early access. And Steve and I both agree that there's something going on here. They do taste different.
I tried the early access I was given. Sorry about the setup here, real quick. Just bear with me, Wands.
Okay. Maybe it might just be the way you're coming through to me, but if everyone else is seeing you fine, then that's good.
Yeah.
And looks like we just lost Hyman here for a second.
Hope he returns.
Yeah, Hyman's been traveling a lot, back and forth.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know what?
keeping them airplanes up in the air. When YouTube starts cutting us, me and Keith, those $1 million checks, we'll get Hyman to fly us around.
And here's Hyman again.
That'll be
Sorry
nice.
about that, guys. I tried the early access. I haven't tried anything post production of that.
Or did you try the early access El Tigre?
I
The
had the
fire?
fire and the water,
Okay.
both,
Oh, you had
Okay.
both?
and they were good. It wasn't anything to, you know. Personally, are both of those Dominican blends?
I think they are. Not only are they Dominican, but I think it's they're not infused, they're sweet cap.
Recap.
I didn't even notice a sweet cap on either of them, and
Yeah,
personally,
the sweet cap on this one definitely is stronger than I'm getting the sweet cap on this one.
mhm.
But
Sweet
it's
cap definitely. It tastes
definitely a
sort of,
different flavor from the banded.
Sean, your internet is cutting you in and out, brother.
Personally, if I was going to smoke a Dominican cigar, I would do a La Galera over that any day of the week. Just
Oh
me,
yeah.
just me. Everything they produce is just, incredible.
I'm not an infused or sweet cap kind of guy to begin with. I like the traditional flavors. The sweetness of it doesn't appeal to me, but it's not horrible. I'll say it to you like that.
Hmm.
If one of you were to walk up to me and said, "Hey, let's have a cigar," but all I got is a Buenas Noches, I'm not going to turn it down. I said, "Okay, I'll do it again."
Yeah.
I think I'm going in and out because I'm away from my Wi-Fi right now. I'm in the back room of, well, my smoke room.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Gotcha.
that's what happened when we had God, I'm drawing a blank. I'm picturing his face and his company from the Great Lakes Mobile Cigars.
Nate.
No, not Nate.
Oh,
Oh,
I tried reaching
so
out to him. He never responded back.
What was his
oh,
name?
the one with the
The Mobile Cigar Lounge.
yeah. What was his name again?
I don't remember.
The
I
guy that
hate.
was your guest,
Yeah,
Yes, I hate that I can't remember.
Pete.
it's
Yeah.
on the tip of my tongue too, because it was a good episode. It was interesting to hear him talk about it.
Ivan, it's good to see you, brother.
So,
Likewise, Sean, always a pleasure, my brother.
Hyman, how's that Kokomono going?
Kokomono's good. I'm actually ran out of them. I have Miguel getting me some more from the factory. Um, so I've yet to been out of stock on something. That's the first time. But it's a good thing. But it was caused because the first whole batch didn't have a good draw, and they were all rejected. And Miguel produced more, and I didn't get the right amount when I got the first batch of the good ones. And but that's just part of the business.
So let me ask you something. On that first batch, it was a hard draw, and the cigars were kind of on the heavy side.
Yeah, it has to do with construction, and it was fixed. I had, I had to go
Yes.
through, and I had more people than myself test the first batch and determine, and it just happens. It's a natural product. It was a little too much filler. Also, because it's made with cocoa, that the it changes the dynamics of the leaps inside. So your filler. So
Well,
basically, he it was no issue. He said, "Let's reproduce them," and they were perfect. And then I released, and I mean, it was a delayed release, but that's part of what you have to do. It's a natural product, and
Well, as you saw from my post today, that's what I had I had a Grouchy Monkey Sunday.
oh,
I
nice.
smoked the
I missed
coconut
it. I
oil for
haven't
my
been
breakfast
online a
cigar.
lot today. Been catching up with a
was my.
little life. Yeah.
Well, Nate
Well, I think it's good
with
that it was
Revere.
popular enough that it sold out quickly. I had a chance to test both the draw batch and the corrected batch, and by far it's like night and
Same
day. The
here.
hard draw batch didn't quite have the same flavors that the corrected batch did.
Yeah. It
Well,
really
Nate
you
had
weren't
the
depends
getting
on
same
you.
a
problem.
complete burn. That was the
Yeah, you
Yeah.
big
can't.
thing.
I don't smoke a cigar that has it. If it doesn't have the right draw, it's just not happening. It's not.
No, it's not worth it.
And Hyman, like I had said to you when I got it, I hated to say it, but it was like sucking on a solid stick. It was
Right. Well,
like a
that's
tree
why we
branch.
didn't release them. I wasn't going to
Yeah,
release
and that one
anything.
that you released, oh, that thing was perfect. I've already smoked out of the 2 boxes I got from you. I think I only have like 2 left.
Yeah, I had a lot of fear going into this one because it was the first time venturing into something flavored, and it's not an infused cigar. And we wanted to make something that was not just to get a flavored cigar out there. I tried a flavored cigar today from a little cigar shop I stopped at, and it's a shame because it would have been good had they blended it right. But they were more going for getting a flavored cigar on the market than really producing a good cigar and adding flavor to it. So, and you can, very few flavored cigars to me are enjoyable. I mean, the tobacco like Keith likes, I enjoy that too because they put good tobacco in that cigar. Make a good cigar and then add the flavor after if you're going to do it. And it worked, but I didn't know how it was going to go over, so I was nervous. And we're a small company. We can't afford to put something out there and take a hit on social media and with our guests. It's
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
I'm about to put down my
just
early access. I'm going to finish up my more expensive banded one. And I remembered the name for the Great Lakes Mobile Cigar. That was Perry, not
Very,
Pete. Perry. I knew
Perry,
it was
very.
a P, and I knew it was a short name. I just couldn't remember it. It's off, tip of my tongue.
nice guy.
Yeah, excellent.
He was a good guest too. He was very
Yeah.
knowledgeable. So.
But
Hyman, I
just
was
like
definitely.
teasing.
right in the
He,
beginning, he was smoking from his lounge and he wasn't picking up the Wi-Fi.
yeah,
And
Sean,
then
you're struggling on your Wi-Fi, buddy.
yeah,
Struggling where? On
On
the
your
connection?
Wi-Fi.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
All right.
might need to
Well,
do what I did and add a repeater.
Yeah, that's what I did in my
I may have
office
to.
because that's
I'm a
yeah,
good
it's
100 or
simple.
so
They're
feet
like
away
20
from my
bucks.
from my router.
Oh,
So Hyman, I've been harassing Keith about his tobacco. I tell him, I said, he smokes one every morning. I said, just got more than just tobacco in there. It has to be addictive.
Yeah. It's enjoyable. I listen. The best cigar is the one you enjoy. So it's not. One guy can say it's terrible, and it's horrible, and then the next person loves it, and that's not. Most people produce pretty good cigars. It's something that I would pick up and smoke. I'm not. I'm not a cigar snob. I mean, I pick up and smoke it, and I want to try different blends and see how they are. So,
Cigars are very subjective, just like food, wine, liquor, everything.
hmm
No right or no wrong. Just like you said, enjoy what you're smoking at that time.
hmm
yeah. That's one of the things that Lance and I had said several times on our show was that he's at one end of the spectrum. I'm kind of more towards the middle of the spectrum. There are some that still like lighter cigars. It's all subjective. But I always gravitate to a Maduro. He gravitates to a Habano. I ramp up through the day. I see him smoking stuff I wouldn't even touch until like after a heavy meal.
hmm
Uh, so I had a
Yeah.
buddy of mine over Friday, and he's been smoking a lot longer than I have. But he quit for a while, then he came back. Well, He had one cigar, and I was two by the time he had his one, and we were only there 3.5 hours. He goes, "Man, you don't feel sick?" And I'm like, "No, I said, if you're going to stay another hour, I said, I'd fire up another one." But he had to go. But no, it doesn't bother me. Strength doesn't bother me.
Well,
I'm
Randy
weird.
posted
Like,
that Keith is the tobacco king.
yeah,
If Drew Estate came out with a tobacco crown like Burger King has a crown, I'd wear it.
yeah.
You own it. You'd own it. Keith would own
It's
it.
I always liked him. I listen, and I've met bikers who just won't smoke anything but tobacco. So you can't really judge that way. Like me,
No.
I don't really like Maduro. It's just not my flavor. Habano, Connecticut, Corojo, I can smoke. Cameroon,
Corojo,
I
yes.
bought a box of those AJ New World Cameroon, and he classifies it as a Churchill, but it's a box press, and it feels more like a Lancero. It's really thin. It's probably like a 44 gauge, and really enjoyable. But AJ wants to call it a Churchill, and AJ can call it whatever he wants, right?
Yeah,
You damn
true.
right.
Yeah, yeah. Check these things out. Let me grab it.
And Sean, are you anywhere near all that flooding in Indianapolis area?
No, I'm further away from Indianapolis. We did have a lot of power outages. I was out of power for like 52 hours before we
Oh,
actually got power back on. But yeah, most of the damage is further south of us. We had a derecho that came through about 116 mile an hour straight line.
oh, damn.
Oh yeah,
You're okay though. No issues at your home.
yeah, we're doing a lot better now.
Good, good.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
check
kept
this
the
out.
generator handy for stuff like that because where I lived at for years was down a peninsula. So if we got any kind of storm, whether it was a hurricane, a derecho, or even a nice storm or something, and we lost power, it could be days to weeks before we get power back. So we always ended up keeping gas on hand, kept the generator on hand, and we learned how to power our heat or AC plus the fridge and a few lights on the main floor so that this way we'd have, make it through it. But I'm pretty sure I went half deaf from listening to that generator run all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
go
we
all
have our
solar. Solar. Have solar. You'll never run out of power. That's what when I retire and buy a house to retire in, I'm gonna have everything solar. The factory building in the back is gonna be all solar and never pay electric bills, never run out of electricity as long as you got the sun. So that's a goal.
Well, if
Yeah.
you're going to
there's
be
plenty
still
of
in
that
Florida, I'd
in
probably even
Florida.
include a windmill.
Hmm.
Sorry
Yeah.
about
So
that,
check
Sean. Go
this
ahead.
out,
What were you saying?
guys. Look how. Look at that. Would you
So
say
with the
you
box
wouldn't guess
press
that's a
Churchill,
I'd say it's
Churchill?
in that picture. I'd say Lancero.
Yeah.
That's just
That
me.
looks more square than it does rectangular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really a great cigar, nice smooth smoke, but interesting.
Now I've only had the Nub Cameroon, and that was a pretty dang good cigar.
Yeah. Which one?
Nub.
Oh, nub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
Oliva.
heard that's a good one.
Yeah. Yes.
One that shocked
They,
me was I just smoked a couple weeks ago was um, the Rocky Patel Cameroon. I think it was 2003 Blue Label. I think I got like a 5-pack of them. Smoked a couple here and there, and had some sitting in my Tupperdoors. And I ordered a much larger Tupperware to start storing my cigars in. Instead of this way, constantly shuffling through all my other ones to figure out what I had. I figured I'd dump all these into one big, sealed Tupperware. And as I was going through it, I was like, oh, here's a couple more right here. Let me go ahead and try it. So I broke it out and smoked it. And I don't know if it was the age or my palate changed or what, but I definitely enjoyed it a lot more this time around than I did when I first got the 5-pack. Now it probably has a year and a half on it, but I found a lot of cigars I didn't even realize I still had when I was emptying out my Tupperdoors into my big Tupperdor.
And they're aged good.
Yeah. Yeah, my small ones were 7-liter containers, and I had 6 of them. I went to, now I've got a 19 quart and an 84 quart. Plus, I've got a 5-liter. The 5-liter is the ones I have for the show. That way I can maintain, perfect humidity and keep an eye on them, etc. But I just started loading these things up into larger Tupperdoors and cut down. So now I only have 3 Tupperdoors I'm using instead of the 6. Actually, 7 is what I had. Oh, and then I also
80,
got my...
84 quarts. You can put a couple of dead bodies in them.
It was big enough to put my grandson in if I wanted to. And he's still real good. It's got like...
Sean got his nub holder on it. He's going all the way
Oh, yeah.
to the end.
I have a little bit left of my Cuban.
What's that, Keith? Oh, your little army gun. Okay.
Yeah.
Little
This is
M16.
That is
definitely...
an M16A2 service rifle.
Mhm.
So that was an actual gun, Sean.
It looks like it. Looks like what I fired when I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Yeah, that print's way too tiny for me to try to read it.
Welcome to the
Do
club.
what I do. Use your camera and zoom in.
I do that all the time. Not only do I use the camera, I also have a magnifying glass app on there.
So Sean, everybody here knows what I do for a living, and I found it funny, and I never would have expected it when we hire ex-military that they're not very proficient with a handgun. And I would have thought that would have been, wow, what the heck are you talking about? They say long gun's one thing, handgun we hardly ever carried one, needed one, used one. I said, wow, I would have not thought that.
So I qualified with one because I was a sergeant. I was required to have a qualification, but I never actually carried one for my job.
Okay.
So
y'all just shot it once a
I
year.
had my M6. I'm sorry?
So y'all were like once a year pistol shooters.
Basically, yeah.
In other words, at the range.
But I also have my own pistol that I would practice outside of, outside of the military.
Yeah. Yeah, Keith and I had a long discussion about that a couple of nights ago.
When I qualified for the pistol, I was in the reserves at the time, and I fired 5th highest in the company. The other 4 people were all law enforcement officers.
Yeah, because that's all we deal with. But that's what we deal with is handguns. Yeah, I get my boys, we go out and shoot all the time, we go to the range. But that's all we're doing. I might bring my AR, but we're shooting pistols.
Well, I've got to give you respect for what you do, brother. I've got a lot of law others, and the highest possible, because I know you guys get a lot of crap.
Well, y'all too, but thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
So
I was
I mean,
just
what
going
are
to
you
say,
smoking?
Liked. The cops only liked when somebody really needs them.
cops love cigars too. Just saying, because when I had my accident on 95 and I got rear-ended, my car got totaled, and once we got pulled over the side, I was still smoking a cigar, and I asked the cop, I said, "Do you want me to put it out?" He said, "No, it smells good. You go ahead, just keep smoking." And I gave them cigars, and here I am marketing while I had a car accident and had my car totaled.
There
But
you go.
so,
And you're completely healed. And Hyman, you're completely recovered and all that. You're doing good, doing well.
yeah, I'm messed up. I don't wear shoelaces anymore because you got to tie them, but that's all good. Nothing. It's yeah. It's I walk around with a lot of pain in my back, but it is what it is. So
Right. Sorry to hear that. I remember when it happened. I'm sorry to hear that.
Brother, if
yep.
I don't wake up with
Yeah,
pain,
I'm
I
still
check for a
right now
pulse.
suffering with the knees with this weather.
So
Keith, I'm not enjoying this Buenas Noches.
Only reason why I'm
It's
still smoking the Buenas Noches is because I paid so much money for it. I
yeah. I'm
purged
a
the other
finish
one.
it. You purged out the early access.
Yeah, I'm going to save that one for later. The last thing I think our audience wants to see is me puking live on YouTube.
No. Please don't.
But like I said, I brought the sugar pack just in case.
Well, Sean, have you tried the early access for the Buenas Noches?
Early access, anything. The only early access I tried was the Coca Mono time sent to us.
Okay.
The
I don't think you can anymore. It was only a limited supply to get out, and they were really cheap. You get a what was it? Keith? I think you get fire and the ice
The fire and
and
water for I
fire and
think it was
fire
water.
12
fire and
bucks.
water. Excuse me. Yeah, for it was cheap. I ended up buying three of each. And I shipped some to Keith. I said, man, we gotta try this. And then here we
Yeah,
are.
so I already had one early access, and we smoked that when we were just doing our early access reviews. But then when I started getting feedback from people in the group saying, "Hey, you guys like the early access water, but the Buenas Noches taste horrible or have brain burn or whatever, or they just didn't agree with the flavor notes." And then I was hearing the same thing about, we, I don't want to say hated, we just didn't really
No,
enjoy the fire. But when I smoked the El Tigre, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, this ain't the same stick. That's why we did our last this versus that, where we did the fire versus the El Tigre side by side. It was the same thing. It was a different color wrapper, had a different draw, had a different burn, and we were picking up different flavor notes. And that this versus that, the pepper on that fire, that tore my sinuses up.
well,
Um,
Lance loves that pepper.
I felt
I
it for
had to send him
days.
some cigars that were
yes.
way too peppery for me.
Lance
I
loves
guess
pepper
it,
bombs.
I guess it's the Kunas. Excuse me, the Louisiana.
A little extra hot sauce, huh?
Yes, indeed.
So I don't mind the spice in my flavor, spice
I,
flavors in my
I
food.
just
I
don't
don't like it coming out my sinuses.
blows.
Oh
Yeah.
man, there's something about that when it comes
I want
out.
to have this after I get done smoking.
Yeah. If you can't
Yeah,
smell bacon after you get done smoking a peppery cigar, it was too strong. I couldn't smell gasoline. I couldn't smell bacon.
That's because you had no nose left.
Nope.
yeah.
I didn't even have to trim those nose hairs. It burned them right off.
Well, I did a review because people kept asking me, what's the difference between a pepper and like a cinnamon? I said, well, one's a baking spice, so I had to break it down for. So I did a review on baking spices versus regular peppery spices like cayenne, black pepper, red pepper, white pepper. You know, people were getting a spicy cigar, getting kind of confused. I love.
I can't break down the flavors like people do. And what I've been doing is buying a lot of raw tobacco, and I'm going to be rolling it like a leaf with a binder and tasting each different tobacco to try and develop some flavor sensing, because people can break down, I taste this, I taste that. I can't. I can tell you it's spicy or it's not, it's a little sweet. But
See
I
that?
taste notes and nuts and oats and this and that. I can't do it.
Well,
Sean
Hyman,
does
that's
Well,
that.
where it starts. You start off tasting. What you do, okay, well, what sweetness reminds me of chocolate? Does it remind me of syrup? Or you kind of associate it with what makes sense to you. And you can smoke something sweet, same cigar,
So it's subjective. Anyways,
yeah.
yes, it is. It is.
Yeah. Like I can't. If anybody has my book and are looking in the back of Puff and Ponder, I put a chart, like a pie chart for flavor notes, and you've got your kind of like inner ring, and then you got your outer ring. From your inner ring, it breaks it down into like sweets and aromatics and florals, etc. And then as you get to the outer rings, that's where it starts breaking it down into specific flavor notes. Like, is it dark chocolate, sweet chocolate, milk chocolate, cocoa, um, like fruity, like fig or raisin or something to that effect. I can sometimes pick up on the outer ring, but after my sinus surgery, I most of mine's on the inner ring. I can get the sweets, I can get the fruits, I can get the nuts, but I can't tell you it's like a cashew or a roasted peanut or almond unless it's really strong and I can pick up on it that day. But most of that is on the retrohale. On a normal draw from the cigar, I can just tell you I enjoy the flavor on my palate. But when I do the retrohale, I could pick up those flavor notes. And I also tried training
I agree.
my sinuses with that. I would smoke, like I went through and looked up a cigar, and I'll say it had vanilla. I would smoke the cigar, try to get it, and then I'd take a whiff of the vanilla, and I'm okay picking this up. Yeah, I pick it up a little bit or not a lot, where it's like a lingering taste on the palate or something. I had to train myself to do that for like the last couple years just to get to where I'm at now. If I was before my sinus surgery, totally different story. I could smell things, taste things that other people couldn't do. I mean, even when it came to food, I could sit there and tell you what spices you added to the food. Now I could just tell you, yep, it's good. Yep, it's peppery.
Now, see, I
Yep,
don't
it's a
pick
little
up a lot
sweet.
of fruity notes. I get very faint on the fruity stuff. I don't pick it up.
Hmm.
Experience the comparing flavors. I can pick up like maybe we'll like I think
Sean, I'm only
Yeah, I'm
catching
having a
them.
hard time hearing you. You're skipping in
Yeah,
and
I'm getting
out.
like every third word, Sean. Whenever you're talking, I'm catching about every third word on you.
All right. I just took my
fortunately I
bands off.
have to go for right now. I've got my uh,
me too, fellas. Thank,
Love you, Sean. Love you
thank you,
guys,
All
man.
right,
thank
Sean, I
you,
Thank you
appreciate
guys.
you
for
coming
coming
on.
on. Wish you much success, Hyman. Much success,
Thanks.
brother.
Thank you so much. We got a lot ahead of us. A lot of good things.
I can't wait, buddy. I
All
got to
right.
try that coffee too. I got to. Sean been bragging about that coffee. I need to get me some of that.
All righty.
yeah.
Have
You
a good
take care,
night,
guys.
guys.
All right, guys.
Well, I guess we could have kept. Hyman chimped out too. Okay. Oh, Randy. Oh, and I gotta have my spice. Not as much as Lance, but can't go without it.
Is that Randy Kincaid or Randy Alger? Am I pronouncing your last name Algor
It's
or Alger?
yeah, Algor.
You think I would know it by now? Yeah, we
I
talk
know him
every
as
day.
Randy.
Yeah,
Randy A.
I have to say, Keith, that this early access, if someone said you had to pick between the two, I would pick the early access over this Buenas Noches. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Um, it's not a terrible cigar, though.
I am posting on Facebook to see if we can add some more people on.
You got some people want to be on?
Let me double check here. Nope. All right, guys, come on. If you're in the audience, you want to join the show, go ahead and send me that email. As you can see down here in the bottom, send the email to keepitlit@gmail.com.
Didn't Hyman also come out with another cigar? A new one?
He came out with the Kokomono, but he's got
Was there another one?
from the Jungle Land, he went to the Funky Monkey, to the Shipwreck Monkey. I think he's got another one in the works, but I don't think he's released it yet.
Okay. What'd Randy say? I used to be pretty good at picking up flavor notes until I got sick a few months back. Yeah, I remember when he got sick.
Yeah, I've been there. Remember, I had that sinus infection, and it threw my taste buds off so bad that the cigars I normally love smoking, I couldn't even enjoy.
A couple of years ago, I had that problem, and I found it best. I just quit smoking cigars, believe it or not, because it wasn't worth it to me just to light up a cigar that I couldn't get no taste out of. I was just wasting.
Yeah, that's when I went to some of the farm rolls and the cheaper, like, shop blends and stuff like that. This way I was enjoying it. I could feel it on my palate, but I wasn't picking up the different flavor notes I normally would. But I still enjoyed my time sitting on the pondering porch and, kicking back with a good cigar.
And relaxing, yes, absolutely. I'd say I'm about a little more than halfway done, and to me, the sweet cap has completely disappeared, and about a little less here. Sweet cap is still there.
Yeah, I had to switch over. I think the humidity is one of my issues. Yeah. I gotta, as I'm going back and forth, I had to relight both cigars. So that's why I figured, you know what, I'll just purge the one. I'll save that for later. I might as well finish this one since it was, like I said, it was the more expensive of the cigars. I want to be able to enjoy what I paid for. Now, don't get me wrong. The Buenas Noches isn't a bad cigar.
No,
it don't taste like the early access water.
I'd venture to say they're damn near two different cigars. Whereas the El Tigre were similar but a little different. These taste almost too different.
Yeah, when I was smoking them both side by side, in the first third, I put down my notes here. On the Buenas Noches, early access water, I got almost like a sweet cream, cocoa, earth kind of flavor notes. But on the Buenas Noches, I still had cream, but it wasn't like a sweet cream. I was getting more of like a brown sugar, cinnamon, sweet tobacco kind of flavor notes. That was, sorry, I'm reading my notes wrong. That was my, on my light up. On my first third, I wrote it down as I got some vanilla, cocoa, cream, and like a toasted wood. It's not like a cedar. It's more like a hardwood or something, like an oak or something.
What, pine 2x4? I'm just teasing. Just teasing.
I'd really be concerned if it was a pressure treated 2x4.
Oh
But
no,
I mean,
I'm about to smoke
overall,
both
like
of
I
these.
said, they both were burning good. They both had decent flavors. It's just
Yeah,
that this versus that, they were not the same cigar.
I agree. I agree. I'd really love to have Drew uh, on and ask him about that. I don't know if he would say anything, or maybe he could explain why we're tasting different out of both cigars. Even though the early access is not production, you won't find it anywhere now. But I'm just curious if, in fact, they are different. What made him change? Um, and what did he use different? What did he do different? I wanted to tell Hyman, he was talking about getting his own tobacco and rolling just a binder and filler and smoking just that without the wrapper. I, Aganorsa leaf, they put that tobacco, not fake, tobacco leaf wrapped around their cigar, and that's how they ship it, right? So I had a curiosity one day. I said, man, I know it's tobacco. So I lit it.
Aganorsa, you mean Oscar?
I mean, Oscar,
Yeah,
my
leaf by
apologies.
Oscar.
Yes.
Now I've
And
smoked the leaf from that before. I stuffed it in my pipe bowl.
oh, no, I didn't. That was bitter. And I'm
Yeah,
bitter with a capital B. Oh,
yeah.
I
I
don't
had,
recommend doing that.
just a little curious, and I figured, what, why don't I just go ahead and pop that in there and see how it tastes?
Yeah.
Old Drew done pulled the okie dokie.
That would be my thought. I mean, but I'd have to question the man, I mean, maybe there's some explanation to it. I don't know. I think the early access water here is better than the Buenas Noches. That's my opinion, though.
Yeah, as far as the flavor notes went on the cold draw and the initial light up, I really liked the early access water. But the one thing I did notice too when I was switching between the two, the Buenos Noches is a lot less sweet on the cap than the
Yes.
early access was. And the early access to me was actually not as sweet as I've had from other Deadwoods, the sweetness on their caps.
Yeah,
Like the sweet
I
Jade
knew
is much
you.
sweeter.
I knew as soon as I did the cold draw, I wanted you to get the cold draw and see if you caught what I caught, and you sure did.
Oh yeah, it was night and day. I hate to say that, but it's like, you can't tell me it's the same cigar from the same factory because it had different flavor notes, different wrappers. I mean, it had still good construction, still good burn,
Oh,
good
absolutely.
airflow.
Yes.
But I'm in my second third on this one, and I know I said before it was kind of like oak, but now in the second third, I'm kind of picking up a little bit of cedar.
Cedar, yes. Now I like a little cedar. Hell, I like the smell of just cedar wood. I cut down. My father-in-law had a little small cedar tree in his backyard. He wanted to cut down, so I took the shavings from him, put it in one of my wife's old pantyhose, and threw it in my truck. And I used to love that smell in my truck.
Yeah. The only problem with that is that's a real cedar, American cedar, which you can't really use for a humidor because it doesn't absorb moisture the same, and it's got a very pungent cedar aroma. The Spanish cedar, I think, if I remember correctly, it's actually a mahogany, um, but for some reason they call it Spanish cedar, and it's good for absorbing moisture as well as giving it off, and the aroma is not overpowering. So it's not like you throw your cigars in today and it tastes like tobacco, and tomorrow they come out tasting like the little cedar pucks you got hanging in your closet.
Right.
And it looks like some of
Excellent.
our guests have dipped off. I hope that people reach out and join in the show, be a part of our show.
Yes. Come tell us what you're smoking. Show us and tell us about it. We'll talk anything cigar related. I've noticed here the last 4 or 5 cigars I've had with this Calibre. Oh, that's an X car. Excuse me, X car. It's
Lance,
cutting.
let me interrupt you for a quick second.
Yeah,
Are you seeing just us on the screen, or are you seeing the picture I posted?
I'm seeing both, all of it.
I am on Facebook, and it's not showing on there.
It's not showing the this and that picture.
Yeah.
I'm looking right at it.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at YouTube, and it's not showing it.
Now,
Let me go back to the this versus that and see if that shows up.
I see that.
I see it on our screen, but I don't see it actually on the show. Let me try changing. There we go. I changed positions, and now it's showing on the screen. So I don't think our
Okay.
guest actually saw this here. Oh, I can't even see on that.
There you go.
No, I am not seeing that on the show. Or what's being broadcast
Under any position.
under any position. This versus that. That is absolutely weird. Let me try and replace that image. There. Now it's on the screen.
Okay. Put us on the other side.
Let me see if it'll let me do it this time. Now, what's being broadcast live is actually missing. There we go. Now it's working. All right, I had to just update the image for some reason. So sorry, guys, for the technical glitch. I did not realize until I looked at what the show was doing live. What Lance and I see is actually showing the this versus that flyer where it says that we're live now and that you could be our guest. So hopefully you do see that now and you go ahead and reach out and join us live.
So it's showing on Facebook now or YouTube.
Yeah, it's showing on both YouTube and on Facebook now. Well, any which way you look at it, I enjoy getting to hang out on Sunday with my buddy here, smoking cigars, comparing them to the other cigar, talking industry, talking everyday life.
Yes, indeed, buddy. Yes, indeed. Man,
And
I grilled some of them big old fat pork steaks for the kids and grandkids. Man, we had a great dinner, man. Enjoyed it. It was a little warm outside today, but kids, it don't bother kids.
let's see. Randy says American cedar is a soft wood and Spanish is a hardwood. That's probably
Okay.
one of the big difference there. And Randy said he was just seeing the two of us, and now there you go. So yeah, sorry for the audience to not see the this versus that, or even the flyer saying this versus that. That should have been up the entire show while we were talking. There would have been no reason to have that big open space and not being utilized.
Right. Ooh.
Randy's wondering if we reached out to Bocock Brothers. I think that was something that you had on your agenda.
I I have not. Um, I've reached out to a couple of other people I haven't heard from. Bocock was not one of them. I haven't done that yet. I need to figure out how to contact them because I bought some cigars from Randy and I both did, and pretty damn good cigars. I ain't gonna lie. Um, now I bought some novelty ones and had LSU Tiger bands on them. Well, they do it for all the colleges. I don't know about every college, but every major college. And I had to buy one. I thought they were cool. I bought a 5 pack of, and I think I smoked one or two of them, and they were okay. So I just thought it was more of a novelty thing, and I just still got them.
Yeah, I've got a few novelty cigars in my Tupperware that I was moving everything around, and I don't know. I might smoke them one day, but I think I'm more of a collector than a smoker on those items.
Yeah. I was rearranging my humidor the other day, trying to make room for the boxes I'm getting, and I found Jer made fun of me as La Flora, La Flora, something like. Anyway, it was a cigar. It was 7. I mean, no, it was 10 by 70. 10 by 70. So I bought a couple of them just for the hell of it. Ended up one day I was working in the yard and I decided to light one. That was a 4+ hour cigar. Holy smoke. It wasn't terrible, but it was a commitment. It wasn't an enjoyment, it was a commitment.
Well, that's like when we had Nate on with his cigars. It was a nicely packed, snug draw, and that Maduro Midnight Ride that I smoked, we were smoking that for 2+ hours.
That was a fine cigar.
Yeah.
Now I bought his 250th anniversary one, and he fixed everything, sent me a new box of them, and man, they smoke wonderful. And they're also made by Miguel. So I'm thinking that the time that Hyman was having issues with his Kokomono, that also Nate might have had the same issue on his. You know, the tight draw, heavy. It was a heavy cigar.
Yeah. When I spoke to Nate, he said if it was 22 grams, it was perfect. If it was 24, it was too tight. And the 24 is what I
Okay,
had. I lit it up on the 4th, and I just couldn't smoke it. It was too snug.
Keith Randy said he sent you an email.
He's asking if he sent it.
Oh,
I will double check and see if we have it. If not, Randy,
okay.
if you don't mind, go ahead and send it to keepemlitguys@gmail.com, and I'll go ahead and reach out to him.
I'm winding down on this. The Buenas Noches. I let the early access go out.
Yeah, like I said, I purged that one and set that to the side. Um, Otherwise, I'm going to end up getting myself sick from smoking both of them side by side like that.
Well, I also going to do the same. I'll purge it. No, I'm just going to clip the end of it.
And I just saw that Sean had posted on Facebook. It's a little bit of a story, but I'll go ahead and read it.
Oh,
Saying Sunday night cigar. Tonight's Sunday night cigar was a little more memorable than usual. I paired a Cuban Romeo y Julieta #2 Tubo with Nesville blended whiskey from Slovakia, a gift from my brother of the leaf, Miroslav. The Romeo brings a medium-bodied Cuban profile with cedar, earth, gentle spice, natural tobacco sweetness, and that distinctive Cuban twang. That slightly tangy, mineral, earthy character that gives Cuban tobacco such a recognizable personality. Against the vanilla caramel malt and soft oak of the Nesville, it made for a pairing that was both smooth and interesting. Cuba and Slovakia made a pretty damn good team tonight. What made the evening even better was having the opportunity to enjoy this pairing while joining Keith Meisner, Lance Williams as guests on their Keeping Lit Guys podcast. Thank you both for having me on and allowing me to spend part of my Sunday night talking, laughing, sharing some cigar conversation, and enjoying the leaf with you. I genuinely appreciate the invitation and hospitality. I'm in Lazega. It was good to see you on the podcast too. Sunday night is always about the reset. It's about talking a little or taking a little time to appreciate the people, experiences, and small moments that made the week worthwhile before turning our attention toward what comes next. To everyone heading into a new week, don't wait for perfect conditions before you move forward. Show up, stay focused, handle what's in front of you, and keep building. A new week means another opportunity to become a little better than you were the week before. For the love of the leaf, burn slow, stay loyal. Then he's got you, me, and Hyman tagged. Well, Sean, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Sean's a great guy. I've known him a little over a year, maybe 2 years. We've traded cigars. Phenomenal young man. Phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't get to interact a whole lot with everybody, even though I do go through and respond and like and comment on different people's posts. But I enjoy reaching out and interacting with people like Sean. It's what makes our community what it is.
That's right. How's the song go? You leave your troubles at the door.
Yep. Which, matter of fact, where is music? Start that back
And then
up
you got
here.
guys like Randy and Dietrich who are traveling on the road, getting it done away from their families, man. That's something I couldn't do, guys. I have nothing but love and respect for you guys.
Yeah, I have uncles that were truck drivers, long haul, short distance, etc. I used to be able to see myself doing that. Now, mostly because of my injury, I can't really drive all that far to begin with. But um, I hate driving more than 10 minutes. I,
And hell, that's
I
all I do
definitely
at my
can't see me doing that for a living.
yeah. It takes a special guy. It's got to be really hard being a family man to do that. I could see a single man, no problem, you know. But a young man like Randy and Deidre, they have family at home, kids, grandkids. They miss out on a lot. Man, much respect to you guys.
Randy's saying, good night, guys. Got to get some rest and roll out early in the morning. Well, Randy, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming on.
Keep the rubber on the pavement, brother.
And, like I was saying in my song, no man to stranger once a cap is cut. We leave the pride in the labels in a gravelly rut.
That's right. You know, that's something.
Brotherhood bonded by the ring and the rap, with the weight of the week falling into our lap.
When I went on my last cruise that had a cigar lounge there, I met people from all walks of life, doctors, other law enforcement, businessmen from all over the world. And one thing we all agreed on was the love of the leaf.
Yes. You know, look at when you ran into that guy. Um,
Oh, Wade the Whiskey Man.
yeah, Whiskey Wade. That's what it was.
Whiskey Wade, yes. Out in Kentucky. That was in Kentucky we stopped in. Little old hotel in Kentucky. Yep.
Yeah.
I may never see old Whiskey Wade again, but thank you, man.
And for him to reach out and hand you a couple cigars that we smoked here live on, well, that was a
Absolutely.
pre-recorded episode, but it
Right.
was a live chat.
I still got one of his he sent me. And when I looked it up, I was like, holy cow, that is a $55 cigar.
Wow.
I said, yeah. I said, I don't know if I want to frame it or smoke it. I still haven't smoked it. That's going to have to be a special occasion.
Same with me. My son got me a couple very expensive Davidoffs. And I think combined it was like a $130 to $150 combined.
Ooh.
The two cigars. And I smoked one on my birthday last year, and I kept the other one. I was going to smoke it this year on my birthday with him, but I think he was not going to be home for my birthday, so I didn't want to smoke it without him. And then I looked at it last week, and I was thinking, you know what? As I'm sitting there swapping all my cigars over to the other humidor or tupperdoors, I'm looking at that thing and thinking, man, part of me wants to go ahead and smoke it. The other part of me wants to put it in a picture frame and hang it on the wall.
Man. Well, hell, your son came to visit you, what, last week? This past week?
Yeah, that's my older son, Keith Jr. He came up from Georgia.
Is that the one who bought it for you? Or
No, Jonathan, my youngest, was
Jonathan?
the one who
Yeah.
bought it. And the three of us sat on my pond porch, and we all smoked cigars that night. I don't think my kids can keep up with me with smoking. You know, I think they both enjoy them here and there. They're like the weekenders.
I get that.
You know, if I only smoke one or two in a day, that's kind of on the light side. I typically push for 3 to 5. But it depends on the weather. You know, also depends on, you know, how my knees are, because as you know, and probably some of our guests already know, that I had an injury, had to have 3 surgeries on my knees. 2 of those surgeries required full replacements of my knees. And now when the weather changes, I can feel it. And today, shockingly, the left knee is not bothering me as much, but my right knee, with this damp, rainy weather that we have, even though the temperature's down, my right knee feels like it's, you know, filled with like cement or something. It's so tight to bend. And I get a throbbing pain all around the metal and the plastic in my knee. So today I think I had, well, if you count both of those cigars I lit up, that would make 3 for today. I had a breakfast cigar, and now I'm finishing off the Buenas Noches. So there's really only 2 cigars I'm smoking from start to finish.
Yeah,
So
I'm at 3. Yeah, like for me today I'm on 3 because the temperature is just so humid and hot here. Even with these little air conditioners going, it just nah. So as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna go inside and take me a good shower and enjoy my night with my wife because it's just too hot to be out here.
yeah, I agree. I mean, I've got 2 fans on. I don't have my exhaust fan running. Let me kick that on because it's getting a little smoky in here. Hopefully that's not too loud.
I want to hear it.
Oh, see, I can hear it in my headset, but hopefully our audience doesn't hear it since you don't hear it. But I got the one fan blowing directly on my side, and the other fan blowing towards my face, which helps to a point because as I do blow out my smoke, instead of just filling up my camera, it's dissipating it some. But when it comes to the winter, it's going to be a different story.
Get that little space heater out.
Well, I'm definitely not breaking out with that 360 propane heater because in a 10 by 10 tent before, my cigar tent, I turned that thing on and it would jump from like 30 degrees to 100. And then the second you turn it off,
Oh,
drop back down to like 40 or 50. And then I turn it back on again and jump back up over 100. And
it doesn't have a dial where you can dial
things,
it down.
was that?
It don't have a dial on it where you can dial it
No,
down.
it doesn't have a thermostat. I'm thinking about getting a propane thermostatically controlled heater to put in here. But I might even just go with a smaller, like the Coleman pony bottle style, and I could
Oh
set
yeah,
that
yeah.
on the stand, and hopefully that would give me enough heat inside this smaller studio space. Because I went from a 10 by 10 tent to now this studio's inside is 7 by 7.
It's a little smaller.
Yeah, but that also gave me more space to set up as a studio. Because now it's, I mean, I've got my mic, monitors, camera, computer, soundboard, the whole 9 yards. Otherwise, we'd be doing a lot shorter episodes.
Yeah. Well, like I was telling you earlier, let's make this one short and sweet because boys, we're warm out here.
Yeah, at least you got that air conditioning that's pumping something towards you.
Oh yes.
Just imagine being. That's one of the things. I mean, I love the South. Definitely love the food, especially in Louisiana. But I don't know if I can handle that heat and humidity anymore.
Man, it's gotten worse since crawfish season is over. That at least makes it worthwhile. Go outside, eat some crawfish, drink a couple cold ones. But hell, crawfish season over. I think football season's fixing to start wrapping up. Start coming into play. So, my wife and I and my sons love to watch football. So we'll sit out here on the patio and watch football on the big screen.
Let's see here. I'm going to double check and see if we got any more guest requests. Nope, no more guest requests. But it's always something that we can also do in the future.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having people on just to talk.
Yeah, just from the audience itself. I mean, you are what makes this show. So in the future, make sure you join us, share with your friends and family, and send us an email. We can include you in one of our shows that we're live. What was the other thing I was going to say was, before I end up forgetting, because I've done it in the last couple of episodes, if anybody's interested in getting Keep 'em Lit Guys podcast sticker, free of charge, all you have to do is send me an email with your name, address to keepemlitguys@gmail.com. And you can always visit us on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram. On Facebook, we got a couple different groups. We got Cigar Pop Nation, Cigar Aficionados, as well as a few others that I admin as well as moderate. But I also now have a website, cigarpop.com. If you go on there, you can actually watch our show live right from cigarpop.com. It'll show you us on YouTube. You can keep up to date with our Keep 'em Lit Guys Facebook page. We will be constantly updating that with new episodes. And both Lance and I have our own YouTube channels. So if you go and visit Cigar Pop on YouTube, I have a running podcast history. You can go back through and revisit our podcasts, as well as Lance does the same. Lance is also the shorts king. He puts on many different shorts reviews for cigars, tips and tricks, a little industry news and things of that sort. And matter of fact, why don't I do that?
So let me tell you about a little Facebook message I got a little while back. We've been communicating back and forth for the last 4 days. So there's a cigar group out there. He has, I believe it's 13,000 people on it. I don't know how many participate actually in it anymore. And I noticed that some of my posts were like way behind. So I reached out to him and said, "Hey, if you need some help moderating and getting some of this stuff out on your Facebook group, let me know. I'll be happy to help you if you're busy." He reached back out to me. He says, "Man," he goes, "why don't you take over the group? I'll sell it to you." And I kind of said the same thing. I said, "What do you mean sell?" He goes, $500. I'll let you have the group. I'm like, no, appreciate it. Then he'd come back and he counted off for 200. I said, "Man, I appreciate it." I said, "But I'm not paying to take over a group." So I don't know if he'll just hand it over to me or what. I don't know. He doesn't keep up with it. I don't know if he's too busy. Probably what I'm thinking. He's got other groups, or as car groups. He's in the digging hot rod cars. So hopefully he'll reach back and say, "Man, take this darn thing and run with it." We'll see.
I got up on the screen here the CigarPop website, and under CigarPop Wire, you'll see there's some featured stories here. This one is talking about the knuckle sandwich, avant-garde, the Weller by Cohiba, table cutter, Casa Korea social media exclusive blend 1, and Principal Martinique Corona. I mean, Cigar Rights of America. So CRA connects with state lawmakers at the 2026 NCSL Legislative Summit.
Yeah, I believe that was in July.
Yeah, that says that was posted on July 30th of 2026. Trump admin finalized Section 301 tariffs, and that was posted on July 24th of 2026. But you also have, like, from our friends over at Chief Talk and Bob the Cigar Guy. Steven does a news site called Chavetta Report. There's some half wheel info, Cigar Coop, Cigar Dojo, PCA. You go to
Brother, I can't wait. I hope we can get into a PCA one day soon.
So if you clicked right here to watch us live, you can see here's our. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, it switched me off of that screen that I can't share with you. All right.
Well,
And we also have Lance's Lounge.
Oh, look at that guy.
Yeah, I think I know him.
I've seen him around a couple times. I just let that Buenas Noches go. I couldn't hold it no more. It's getting a little too hot for my finger. I should have got my pitchfork out for it.
Well, guys, before we wrap up, I just want to show you here. If you wanted to find everything that Lance has going, you can visit his YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, his X, or you can email directly with him. Subscribe to his YouTube page. As well as you can find my books here.
Yeah, I love that Puff and Ponder book. That's a fascinating. I love it.
And if you really like the Keep 'em Lit Guys song, or Keep 'em Lit song, you can also
My fa-
find my songs here.
my favorite song.
This one is definitely um, doing a lot, or there's a lot of listeners for Keep 'em Lit. And people seem to really be liking my What the Hell Do You Know About Me song.
It
But
probably touches a lot of people, in different ways, as well as the reason why you did it. So, there's a lot of people out there who might have been going through some stuff. Let's see.
and if you're all done, oh, you're still smoking the other one? Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna finish it. I don't know if I want to let it sit too long. I don't want it to get bitter on me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I've
why I
got.
make sure I purge them when I don't finish the smoke. I try to finish the cigar in one setting, but if I purge it, I'm not trapping all that stale smoke in there. And even though I'm not getting the same initial light up as a clean cigar, I'm still enjoying it, after a couple puffs in. So that's one of the reasons why I purged and kept it.
Well, on that Buenas Noches, that the sweet cap on it disappeared relatively quick on me, but I can still taste it on the early access.
Yeah, the early access was definitely stronger on the sweet cap than the Buenos Noches was.
And I think it's a better cigar for its flavor notes. Construction on both of them was flawless, but
Yeah, I
for,
have no
for
complaint about the construction on either cigar.
correct.
But like I had said before, it's getting close to that time. And
Yes, indeed.
unfortunately, it's time that we start to wrap things up. But I just want to, say to everyone who spent part of your Sunday evening with us, thank you. Thank you to our two guests that joined us, both Sean and Hyman. And you guys don't just watch the show, you help make it what it is. And you're more than an audience. You're part of the Keep 'em Lit Guys family. And we appreciate every single one of you.
Yes,
Until
indeed. Thank
next
you,
week,
guys.
smoke what you like what you smoke, and keep 'em lit, guys.
Keep them lit, guys. For more pro tips and honest reviews, like, subscribe, and as always, keep them lit, guys.
Thanks for watching.